I'm here today to share with you the secrets of how successful people talk. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can the way I talk make me more successful? But let me tell you, the way you communicate can make all the difference in the world. You see, successful people have a way of speaking that engages, inspires, and motivates those around them. They don't just blurt out a bunch of facts and figures. They have a true command of language and they use it to their advantage. And that's what we're going to explore today, the power of language and how you can harness it to achieve the success you deserve. I want you to think about the most successful person, it could be a business leader, a politician, or even a dear friend or family member. What is it about the way they communicate that sets them apart? Is it the way they make eye contact, the way they choose their words, or the way they seem to effortlessly captivate their audience? It's not magic. It's not some secret formula only the elite few have access to. It's a skill that anyone can learn, and it's one that can make all the difference in your life and your career. The way you talk doesn't just affect the people around you. It also shapes the way you see yourself. When you speak with confidence, with clarity, and with conviction, it sends a powerful message to the world and to yourself that you are in control, that you know what you're talking about, and that you're ready to take on whatever challenges come your way. And that is the key to success, because when you believe in yourself, when you speak with authority and authenticity, it opens doors, it creates opportunities, and it helps you to achieve the goals you've set for yourself. But it's not just about confidence and self-belief, it's also about the way you communicate with others. You see, successful people know that the way they talk can make all the difference in how they're perceived, how they're remembered, and how they're able to influence and inspire those around them. Think about the most charismatic speaker you've ever seen. What was it about their delivery that made them so captivating? Was it the way they used their hands, the way they modulated their voice, or the way they made you feel like they were speaking directly to you? Those are the kinds of skills that successful people have honed over the years. And the good news is they're skills that anyone can learn. It's all about understanding the power of language and how to use it to your advantage. I know what you might be thinking, but I'm not a natural-born speaker. I'm not comfortable in front of crowds, and I just don't have the same kind of charisma as those successful people you're talking about. Let me tell you something. That's exactly what I used to think too. I used to be terrified of public speaking, of standing up in front of a group of people and trying to convince them of something. But then I realized that the key to success wasn't about being a natural-born orator. It was about developing the skills and the confidence to communicate effectively. And that's what I want to share with you today. I want to show you how you can take your communication skills to the next level, how you can become a more confident and effective speaker, and how you can use the power of language to achieve the success you deserve. I know that some of you might be thinking, but what if I'm just not a good speaker? What if I just don't have the natural talent for it? There's no such thing as natural talent when it comes to communication. It's a skill just like any other, and it's one that can be developed and honed over time. And the good news is I'm going to show you how. You see, the first step to becoming a better communicator is to understand the fundamentals of effective speech. And that starts with understanding the power of words. Words are the building blocks of communication. They're the tools we use to express our thoughts, our feelings, and our ideas. And successful people know how to use those tools to their advantage. They understand that the words they choose can make all the difference in how they're perceived, how they're understood, and how they're able to influence and inspire those around them. They know that the right words can turn a simple message into a powerful, persuasive argument. And they know that the wrong words can undermine their credibility and their authority. That's why successful people are so careful and deliberate in the way they speak. They don't just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. They take the time to choose their words carefully, to craft their message in a way that resonates with their audience. I know what you might be thinking, but I'm already a pretty good communicator. I can get my point across, and I feel like I'm pretty good at getting people to listen to me. Let me tell you, that's just the beginning, because there's so much more to effective communication than just being able to get your message across. It's about connecting with your audience, about creating a sense of trust and rapport, and about leaving a lasting impression. And that's where the real power of communication comes into play. Because when you can truly connect with your audience, when you can make them feel seen and heard and understood, that's when you can start to influence and inspire them. Think about the most powerful speakers you've ever heard. What was it about their delivery that made them so captivating? Was it the way they used their voice, the way they made eye contact, or the way they seemed to speak directly to you, as if they were having a one-on-one conversation? Now, I know what you might be thinking, but how do I do that? How do I become a better communicator, and how do I create that sense of connection with my audience? It all starts with understanding the fundamentals of effective speech, and that means understanding the power of body language, the importance of vocal variety, and the art of storytelling. Successful people know that communication is about more than just the words they use. It's about the way they carry themselves, the way they use their hands, the way they make eye contact. And when you understand the power of body language, you can start to use it to your advantage. Think about the most charismatic speakers you've ever seen. What was it about the way they carried themselves, the way they used their hands, or the way they made eye contact that made them so captivating? Was it the way they seemed to command the room, the way they seemed to connect with each and every person in the audience? That's the kind of body language that successful people have mastered. And it's something that you can learn too. It's about understanding the psychology of body language and how you can use it to create a sense of confidence, authority, and connection with your audience. But it's not just about body language. It's also about vocal variety, the way you use your voice to engage and inspire your audience. Successful people know that the way they speak can make all the difference in how they're perceived and how they're able to influence those around them. Think about the most powerful speakers you've ever heard. What was it about the way they used their voice that made them so captivating? Was it the way they varied their tone, the way they used pauses and inflections, or the way they seemed to modulate their volume to create a sense of drama and excitement? That's the kind of vocal variety that successful people have mastered. And it's something that you can learn too. It's about understanding the power of your voice and how you can use it to create a sense of energy, enthusiasm, and engagement with your audience. But it's not just about body language and vocal variety, it's also about the art of storytelling, the ability to weave a compelling narrative that captures the hearts and minds of your audience. Successful people know that the most effective communication is not just about facts and figures, but about creating an emotional connection with their audience. They understand that people are hardwired to respond to stories, and that by using the power of narrative, they can create a sense of trust, empathy, and inspiration. Think about the most memorable speeches you've ever heard. What was it about the way the speaker told their story that made it so captivating? Was it the way they painted a vivid picture with their words, the way they wove in personal anecdotes and experiences, or the way they used dramatic pauses and storytelling techniques to keep their audience on the edge of their seats? That's the power of storytelling. And it's something that successful people have mastered. They know that by using the power of narrative, they can create a sense of connection and engagement with their audience that goes far beyond just the words they use. But it's not just about the way you communicate. It's also about the content of your message. Successful people know that the key to effective communication is not just about how you say something, but what you say. They understand that the most powerful messages are those that are authentic, that are rooted in deep understanding of their audience, and that speak to their deepest hopes, fears, and aspirations. Think about the most inspiring speeches you've ever heard. What was it about the message that made it so impactful? Was it the way it resonated with your own experiences and emotions, the way it challenged you to think differently, or the way it left you feeling empowered and motivated? That's the power of an authentic and impactful message, and it's something that successful people have mastered. They know that the key to effective communication is not just about the delivery, but about the content, about crafting a message that truly speaks to the hearts and minds of their audience. But it's not just about the message itself, it's also about the way you deliver it, the way you create a sense of energy, enthusiasm, and engagement with your audience. Successful people know that the most effective communication is not just about the words they use, but about the energy and passion they bring to their delivery. They understand that the way they present their message can make all the difference in how it's received and how it's remembered. Think about the most charismatic speakers you've ever seen. What was it about the way they delivered their message that made it so captivating? Was it the way they seemed to command the room, the way they used their voice and their body language to create a sense of excitement and urgency, or the way they seemed to connect with each and every person in the audience? That's the power of an energetic and engaging delivery, and it's something that successful people have mastered. They know that the key to effective communication is not just about the message itself, but about the way they present it, the way they use their voice, their body language, and their energy to create a sense of connection and inspiration with their audience. But it's not just about the delivery, it's also about the way you structure your message, the way you organize your thoughts and ideas in a way that is clear, coherent, and compelling. Successful people know that the key to effective communication is not just about the individual elements of their message, but about the way they all fit together. They understand that the most powerful messages are those that are well organized, that build on one another in a logical and compelling way, and that leave their audience with a clear and actionable takeaway. Think about the most impactful speeches you've ever heard. What was it about the structure and organization of the message that made it so effective? Was it the way the speaker laid out their argument in a clear and logical manner, the way they used transitions and signposts to guide their audience through the key points, or the way they wrapped up their message with a powerful and memorable conclusion? That's the power of effective message structure. And it's something that successful people have mastered. They know that the key to effective communication is not just about the individual elements of their message, but about the way they all fit together to create a clear, coherent, and compelling narrative. But it's not just about the structure of your message. It's also about the way you adapt your communication style to the needs and preferences of your audience. Successful people know that the key to effective communication is not just about delivering a one-size-fits-all message, but about tailoring their approach to the specific needs and preferences of their audience. They understand that different audiences may respond differently to different communication styles, and they are skilled at adapting their approach accordingly. Think about the most influential speakers you've ever seen. What was it about the way they communicated that made them so effective with their particular audience? Was it the way they adjusted their tone and language to meet the needs and expectations of their listeners? The way they used cultural references and personal anecdotes to create a sense of shared experience? Or the way they seemed to anticipate and address the specific concerns and questions of their audience? That's the power of audience-centric communication, and it's something that successful people have mastered. They know that the key to effective communication is not just about delivering a generic message, but about adapting their approach to the unique needs and preferences of their audience. But it's not just about the way you communicate, it's also about the way you listen, the way you engage with your audience and create a sense of mutual understanding and respect. Successful people know that the key to effective communication is not just about speaking, but about listening. They understand that the most powerful messages are those that are grounded in a deep understanding of their audience, and that by actively listening to their needs and concerns, they can craft a more impactful and meaningful message. Now, think about the most influential leaders and communicators you've ever encountered. What was it about the way they listened that made them so effective? Was it the way they maintained eye contact and seemed to be fully present and engaged, the way they asked thoughtful and probing questions to better understand their audience's perspective? Or the way they seemed to genuinely care about the thoughts and feelings of those they were communicating with? That's the power of active listening, and it's something that successful people have mastered. They know that the key to effective communication is not just about delivering a message, but about creating a dialogue, a true exchange of ideas and perspectives that leads to deeper understanding and more meaningful connections. But it's not just about the way you communicate in the moment, it's also about the way you prepare and practice, the way you hone your skills and refine your approach over time. Successful people know that the key to effective communication is not just about natural talent or innate ability, but about hard work, dedication, and a commitment to continuous improvement. They understand that the most powerful communicators are those who have put in the time and effort to develop their skills, to study the techniques and strategies of the most successful speakers, and to constantly refine and improve their approach. Think about the most polished and professional speakers you've ever seen. What was it about the way they communicated that made them so impressive? Was it the way they seemed to effortlessly deliver their message, the way they handled questions and objections with poise and confidence, or the way they left their audience feeling inspired and motivated? That's the power of preparation and practice, and it's something that successful people have mastered. They know that the key to effective communication is not just about natural talent, but about commitment to honing their skills, refining their approach, and constantly seeking to improve. But it's not just about the individual elements of effective communication. It's also about the way you integrate them all into a seamless and cohesive whole. The way you bring together all of the different techniques and strategies we've discussed to create a truly powerful and impactful message. Successful people know that the key to effective communication is not just about mastering one or two specific skills, but about understanding how all of the different elements of communication work together to create a truly compelling and effective message. They understand that the most powerful communicators are those who can seamlessly integrate their body language, vocal variety, storytelling, message content delivery, and audience adaptation into a cohesive and impactful whole. Think about the most captivating and influential speakers you've ever seen. What was it about the way they communicated that made them so impressive? Was it the way they seemed to effortlessly weave together all of the different elements of communication? The way they create a sense of energy and enthusiasm that was truly contagious, or the way they left their audience feeling inspired, empowered, and ready to take action? That's the power of integrated communication. And it's something that successful people have mastered. They know that the key to effective communication is not just about mastering individual skills, but about understanding how all of the different elements of communication work together to create a truly powerful and impactful message. But it's not just about the technical aspects of communication. It's also about the mindset and the attitude that successful communicators bring to the table. Successful people know that the key to effective communication is not just about the skills and techniques they've mastered, but about the way they approach the process of communicating. They understand that the most powerful messages are those that are rooted in a genuine sense of purpose, a deep commitment to their audience, and an unwavering belief in the value of their message. Think about the most inspiring and motivating speakers you've ever encountered. What was it about their mindset and attitude that made their messages so powerful and impactful? It all comes down to one key factor. Passionate, successful communicators are driven by a deep and abiding passion for their message, a passion that shines through in every word they utter and every gesture they make. They aren't just reciting a script or regurgitating a set of talking points. No, they are on a mission to inspire, to educate, to empower, to change the world. And that passion, that unwavering commitment to their cause, is what sets them apart from the rest. When you listen to these passionate communicators, you can't help but be swept up in their energy, their enthusiasm, and their sheer conviction. Their words aren't just words, and that they're rallying cries, clarion calls to action that galvanize their audience and compel them to take meaningful steps towards their goals. But it's not just about passion. Successful communicators also possess an unshakable self-belief, a rock-solid confidence in their ability to connect with their audience and get their message across. They know that they have something valuable to say, and they are determined to say it in a way that resonates deeply with those who are listening. This self-belief, this unwavering sense of purpose, is what allows them to overcome any obstacles or challenges they may face. When the going gets tough, they don't shrink back or retreat into their shells. Instead, they double down, drawing strength from their conviction and using their communication skills to inspire and empower those around them. And that is the true power of effective communication. It's not just about the technical skills, the body language, the vocal variety, the storytelling. It's about the mindset, the attitude, the unshakable belief in the value of your message and your ability to share it with the world. When you approach communication with this kind of passion and self-belief, you unlock a whole new level of influence and impact. Your words become more than just words, they become rallying cries, beacons of hope and inspiration that can transform lives and change the world. So, as you leave here today, I want you to remember this. Communication is not just a skill, it's a mindset. It's a way of approaching the world, a way of connecting with others, and a way of making your voice heard. Embrace that mindset, nurture that passion, and watch as your communication skills transform into a powerful force for change. Become a master communicator, and you'll unlock doors, open minds, and inspire others to reach for their highest potential. Because let's face it, my friends, the world needs more passionate, purposeful communicators. It needs more people who are willing to stand up and speak out, to share their ideas and inspire others to action. And that's where you come in. Whether you're a business leader, an educator, an activist, or simply someone who wants to make a difference in the world, you have the power to become a transformative communicator. All it takes is a willingness to learn, to grow, and to put your passion into action. So what are you waiting for? The stage is yours, the audience is waiting, and the world is ready to be inspired. Go forth, my friends, and let your voice be heard.